across the charts now. Peter Maguire from trading.com joining me. So the election here of Takaichi,
Yes.
very much moving the yen.
Absolutely. Well, a couple of things. First off, up 5% yesterday. I've just had a look and the Nikkei's up another 1.2% today. So it's on fire. We're nearly approaching 50,000 points. And the aggressiveness from 40,000 to 50,000 has been like a steamroller. Incredible. I think that tells the story. Have a look at the gap up. It's just incredible. So I think 50,000 has got to be a handle, Juliette, that we keep our eye on. And also, of course, yen, that's really, weakening. And I see that at, over 150, 150.5.
All right, so that's the yen. Let's have a look at your Nikkei 225 chart, because as you mentioned, that market on fire and getting very close to that pivotal psychological level.
Well, yeah, I mean, is it a psychological? Are we going to see 55,000? That tells a story, and there it is. I should have put my glasses on, but it is incredible. 49,000 knocking on the door. It's at 48.5 right this second, and very strong move in early trade in Tokyo. The overall aggressiveness, we all understand what the Prime Minister is prepared to do, and that is government spending, and really, dramatic government spending. We go back to the Abe period, so it's going to be, I think, well received. The market loves it, and let's just have a look at what happens as far as bond rates. But the overall concern is try and spend Japan out of any doldrum.
So when we look at all this momentum, particularly in safe havens, and you touched on the yen, we've been looking at gold at records as well. What is the Swissy showing us?
It's around that against the US dollar. The Swiss franc's running at 80. It's been range bound over the last couple of months. And I'm glad you asked, because the stochastic oscillator is attempting to cross above the trigger line at the around that 50 mark, and the MACD is slightly above its trigger line and very close to zero line. So there's the 2 points as far as technicals. Then you're looking at where it's sitting underneath those moving averages, and I think it's going to, unless we see something happen as far as US dollar fall off with the government shutdown and this further softness, I feel as though you'll probably touch that 80 handle, and we'll probably continue on the current trend. Where we see breakout, let's just look for it, but maybe above that 80, 81 sort of handle. But at the moment, just keep an eye on it.
Speaking of breakout, gold, incredible. We've been speaking about it all morning. Showtime, you say here, for gold.
You bet, 4,000. I mean, the march up has been extraordinary. Put our mind back to 2 years ago when we had that issue, as far as more than an issue, terrorist attack in Israel. Today, it marks the second anniversary. The market was $1,807. It's now at 4,000, $39.96, I think, just on the screen. So close enough to 4,000 for me, Juliette. Who could have imagined in that window of time that the market's up nearly $100 a month in 24 months?
Yeah, incredible. 100% in around 2 years, as you say. Silver as well. I mean, this is kind of, if you look at the yearly move in percentage, outpacing gold.
Absolutely. Silver and platinum are extraordinary. We're up about 65% for silver. We're knocking on the door as far as the bunker hunts, that $50 range. And the overall momentum, I think, has got far more potential from a percentage point perspective on the upside. So, yeah, keep an eye on silver. Probably 55 is the new handle that we've got to look for. Remembering that data centers, industrial demand, electronic vehicles, photovoltaic cells, solar power, all of those sort of components, and a massive underinvestment in the silver market from mining perspective over the last 2 decades. So it's all coming home to roost. And if you listen to a lot of traders, the paper market is incredibly short silver. So I think there'll be a massive short squeeze come into 26, and that could really pop it to the upside.
Well, we've also been seeing Bitcoin, of course, rally, but you're looking as well at Ether consolidating here. Yeah,
you bet. When you're looking at it from an oscillation standpoint, you're running it around that 4,500. Momentum indicators suggest neutral to bullish bias. It's gained 10.98% last week, which is extraordinary, and climbed above the key 4,500 handle. So for the first time in 2 weeks. So the largest altcoin is trading or tracking Bitcoin, and I think you're going to see a reasonably good spark up over the next couple of trading sessions. Bitcoin was quite strong the other day. When I say quite strong, was at all-time high, just on 125. So I'm expecting a really nice move to the upside as far as October for altcoin and, of course, Bitcoin.
All right, Pete, always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Peter Maguire from trading.com. That does it for this edition of The Trade. Be sure to join us next time.